Can we talk for a minute? I don't know what's going on with this migration issue. I get that like the Democrats are like, "Oh, you don't want to take care of people right now. You're not trying to help people and you call yourself a Christian because, you want to protect babies, but yet we have living people who need help and you're not willing to help them." Okay. Can we talk for a minute? Because the difference is that children are innocent, babies are innocent, and as far as the migration thing goes, Republicans want to help people that need help, okay? But we want to vet the people that are coming into the country. We just want to know who's coming in. We want to make sure that they're willing to communicate with the government and let them know where they are, what they're doing, to make sure that they're not criminals who are rapists and who are smuggling other children. I mean, like, that's kind of what I think. If we just discussed what the differences are and what like everyone's so concerned about, I mean, I used to think that I was left leaning. I've said that a million times. And I like to know what they're thinking and so that we can have a conversation because I think that we're both being fed two different stories and neither of us are getting the full picture of what the other person's concerns really are and trying to understand them 100%. Republicans are worried that um, cartels are running things and that they're letting people in and that rapists and murderers are coming in because they've gotten kicked out of the countries and the system is being exploited because people know, oh, if you have a kid, you can get in faster. And then when people are coming here, they're automatically allowed food stamps, housing, all kinds of services to support them so that they can get off of their feet. And Republicans are like, wow, well, we have Americans who need these things, who are not getting these access to these things, who don't have Medicare, Medicaid, whatever. And yet these migrants are getting all of these services in California and whatever. And yet, meanwhile, their own citizens are not getting help. So that's both sides of the argument. What the president's saying, even though people think he's racist, is that he's saying he wants to know who's coming into the country first and that people are being vetted. They're just being checked. We know what's going on. It's not just a rough shot. Anyone come in and do whatever we want because this is the wild, wild west. Like, he wants to know who's coming. We're not saying we're not willing to help people. We're just saying that we want to know who we're helping and that the people actually get it. And honestly, I think a good compromise would be like, we'll help you with your first 6 months, okay? You can come. We'll help you with your first 6 months. We'll give you enough time to get a job, to get the thing so that you can meet the requirements, so that you're getting the fair pay that you need. And then, we'll go from there. Like, but let's, instead of like helping people out, because there have been people that have been getting the benefits for years and years, and they come here because they know that they can like get money and then they send it back to Mexico to their family and stuff there too. And it's just like, they're basically coming and ripping us off, and how about we say, okay, if you do come and everybody wants to come and the people that don't get checked in, they don't get any benefits because they have to do things the right way. I think that would be a good compromise. But anyway, I do feel like the system's being exploited. I don't like what Cory Booker's doing. He's such a scoundrel, and Beto too. Like, I feel like they're such phonies and frauds, and Kamala too. I don't like Kamala. I don't like the pandering. I think if a Democrat wants to win, they need to not pander. They need to be honest and try to look at the situation from a fair perspective because I feel like both sides are getting the stories and they're saying stuff and they're trying to lie, and I know it's both ways. But I think if we can just communicate and reach across the aisle and have a real conversation, not like a fear mongering, they're doing this and they're doing that and they want this and they're the evil ones, because I don't think that anyone's really all that evil. I think it's just legit miscommunication, and the system is being exploited. I think, like the guy on CNN said, Farouk, I don't know, I don't watch CNN, but I did hear a segment where he's saying like he hates to admit it that Trump is right. The people are learning what to say, what to do. If you go and look on ACLU, their website, they tell you how you can game the system on their own website, and they're supposed to be helping American civil liberties. No, they're just trying. I mean, I get that we want to help people, but like, let's do it the right way. Let's not cheat and do things dirty, because that's what people are having issues with. People are having issues with the fact that like people are stealing, renting kids, and it's legit happening. There was a child who had 10, 12 men's semen in them, a 10-year-old who had like 20 different men's semen, I believe, in them. And it's like, that's why we don't want children to be exploited. We don't want people to be exploited. We don't want women to get raped because they're having to do things sneaky. We want things to be done like where it's working, not where people are actually like gaining off of the system. And I mean, like, even like the cartels, like, they are having people pay so much money to get them across, and women have to take birth control pills to prevent getting pregnant from all the times that they're planning on getting raped. It's just like, it's horrible, and no one wants to see that, like, Republican, Democrat, whatever. And I think if we actually had a real conversation and did things like this, like where we say, okay, this is what the one side's saying and this is what the other one's saying, how can we work this out? Then we'd get a lot further than they're evil, they're bad, look at what they're trying to do, they don't care. Obviously, both sides care, okay? Both sides care. Believe it or not, Republicans care, Democrats care, but they think that help needs to be done in different ways. And, if you guys want to talk about the concentration camps, detention centers, what they're saying is like, you're saying, oh, we're keeping them and we're putting them in horrible conditions, and that's why they don't want to come. And then Republicans are like, if they didn't want to come, then they can leave anytime they want. They can go back to Mexico, but they have to be vetted. Again, vetted. They have to do things the right way. And these people, it sucks. It's not fun. But when people are doing things and they're exploiting the system, you have to take these extra precautions. And at the concentration camps, they can only do so much, like, there's only so many people and employees, and if they're being vilified for doing what they're trying to do, then, it makes their job harder, and it makes them not, when people don't appreciate them and they don't see that they're trying to do stuff, then yeah, they're going to have a bad attitude towards it. So maybe we can bring a little bit of respect on both sides and try to understand and work together. And like, I challenge any Democrat or a person who hates, ICE and whatever, to actually have like a legit conversation with them. Ask them, why do you feel the way that you feel? What is your, where is your perspective? Where are you coming from? Do you think that what you're doing is right? How could it be done differently? What would make it better? What would be a solution in your eyes? And then maybe you can have a conversation with them without being aggressive and yelling and saying, hey, this is what I think could be done differently. This is how I think it could be handled, and maybe that's how conversation can be had. I'm just putting stuff out there. Anyway, long time no talk, guys. I'm actually out of town, and I'm on my new tablet, so hopefully this works. It's not my computer, but it's not my phone either, which I really hated using my phone. And when you guys see this, I'll be back in town because this place does not have the internet. So, hola. Hope you guys are all doing well. I miss talking to you guys. I really do want to have, some kind of discussion, and I want to know what you guys think. I mean, what do you think? Do you think I'm off, or am I whatever? At least I'm just like trying to understand both sides, because I think that like the problem is that people are pandering too much to their base on both sides, which is why I don't like listening to the Republican. I can't stand watching Fox. I listen to Tucker Carlson. He's the one I actually like of all the people. But even then, I only catch clips of his stuff, and I go to YouTubers who have neutral perspectives, who are independents, and, that's where I get most of my information from, because the Democrats have their side, and the Republicans have their side, and luckily the people that I listen to who are independent-leaning, I guess right-leaning or left, whatever, just depends. I watch Jimmy Dore, too, even though he's been a little bit out there lately. But I like to hear what the other side's saying. Sometimes it's just too cringeworthy because I feel like some of it's a bit too much and the line is just a little too extreme. So anyway, yeah, I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts. If you have a thought, I mean, especially if you don't agree with me, I'm curious as to what you think, because I want to understand, and I think that we're not going to get anywhere if we can't even have a conversation. So if you really disagree with me and you think I'm wrong, please, let's talk, okay? Have a great weekend, guys. I will talk to you later. Bye.